All right, YouTube. This is a 2010 Buick Enclave. We had an issue with the motor, didn't change the oil regularly, and blew it up. So I put in another 3.6 from the wreckers. Hooked it all back up, fired it up. Everything seems to run fine, and we drove it around for a couple of days. It was working great. Then my wife takes it to work and won't start. So I go over there. I figured, okay, maybe the battery's dead or something, or someone left a dome light on or something. Gave it a boost. Nothing happened. Just click. Looking at the dash, it's kind of all screwy, a little dim looking. So I get it towed home. Put the scope on it. Won't read. So I can't get any communication between the scope and the truck. So I started chasing things down. I noticed that when I turn the key on, the fuel pump starts running. It just keeps running and won't shut off. So okay, I'm thinking, all right, it's a short or something inside the fuel pump module. So pop it up in the air, look at that, disconnect it, start checking, still nothing happening. Hear some clicking every now and then. Start wiggling wires everywhere. Can't seem to find anything. Well, I was in the back of the motor here, and I started wiggling the wires, and all of a sudden I heard a click. So the ground on the back of the motor, right near the connectors for the cam position sensors and the actuators, there's two wires right in the back, number one bank. And there's a ground right in the back of the block on the head. You can only get at it from between the exhaust from underneath with like a 2-foot extension. It's a 10 mil bolt. But anyway, so I took it off. So I got a multimeter. I traced it on a wiring diagram I found on the net. And I went from my map sensor, because that's one of the grounds in this. There's like 8 grounds together. I thought it was a solid cable, but it's like 8 individual little wires in there. Or 9, sorry. So I'm go from my map sensor to this ground head, and I'm not getting any continuity. It's going, actually, it's flickering on and off, on and off, on and off. So I stripped the thing back, and what I noticed was, I don't know if you can see or not, is that it's a bad solder connection. So let me see if I can take this off. Hold on a second. They got those 8 wires going to like a little block. Let's see if I can get in there. You can see it there, that brass looking thing on the end of the wires. Well, it looks like it's supposed to be soldered, but either it's let go over time, or because I took the motor in and out, me just wiggling the wires along, that solder connection let go. So it was still all together, shrink wrapped, you know, it all looked good and everything. And here's the connector. Right there. So I started cleaning a little bit, but right in the middle behind the bolt head there is where that touches. So I don't see solder on there. So I'm thinking it's just a crimped, and that little copper block is touching that connector. And that's where you're getting your connection from. So I was wiggling around, figured it's not making a connection there. So I'm going to solder it, clean it right up nice, solder it back together, and shrink wrap it and put it on, and I'll see if that takes care of my problem. So I had a no start, or no crank, no start, fuel pump running all the time. And no little square around my park on my dash. Dim mill light, sometimes not on at all. So that bunch of ground wires, there's probably 9 of them there. It runs a lot of stuff. It runs your starter motor relay. It runs your MAF sensor. A couple of them go to the tranny. A couple of them go to your computer. So I'm going to put her back together again, and let's see what happens. All right then, I got her back together again. I've hooked everything back up. All the sensors are back in. My MAF, I got my fuse panel back in. That's a bit of a bugger getting it in there, but you know what? You can actually do it from the top and get it with a small 1/4-inch drive if you really get your hand in there. I got my little square back around the P again, so it knows it's in park, and everything seems to be working okay. Awesome. Hopefully this helps somebody, because it was driving me insane. I've been working on it for probably about 3 or 4 days. Couldn't find nothing on the internet. There was lots of no crank, no starts, you know, and how to find stuff, but man, you know what, anyways, good luck to you guys, and hopefully this helps somebody out there.